Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have a special one. In the blue corner, rocking the women can be trusted, Mike, the man who knows the ugly truth and is not afraid to say it. If you want a guy, Tinkerbell, don't be ugly and put out. Charming. And in the red corner, rocking the true love does exist, Abby, a successful woman who believes there is a perfect guy out there who will meet her standards. He likes dogs, but he is more of a cat person. Splendid. Will we have a clear winner? Or perhaps, will the two come together under one shocking, ugly truth? I love you, psycho. I love you too, boo. You might be shooketh. But fear not, troubled soul, for you are about to see exactly what it takes for a misogynist and a feminist to fall in love. And then you might need therapy. It all starts with Mike saving Abby. Of course it does. How can a woman fall for a guy if her life doesn't depend on it? Abby, you know you can't do it without my help. Mike is a host of a show called The Ugly Truth, and he is very successful at helping women with their relationships. You see, women have been tricked. There is no secret on how to get a guy. There is simply no getting a guy. All those books, how to get a man, how to be the woman a man falls for, how to get a right partner. It's all a ploy to keep you single and cash that bank. Men are simple. All we want is your tits and ass, and we stick around because of what you're willing to do with them. Oh, shoot. I might have misunderstood that. Mike is helping lonely men who can't get women. It's the only way he can help his fellow man. No more living up to the checklists. No more standards that require them to, get this, self-improve. This looks maxing just came on the market. How the heck are men supposed to also grow emotionally when they're working their ass off to invest in a structured job? Mike can spot a marriage gone wrong because a woman got a little too successful and now the guy can get it up. So what? I need to make less money so he can get it up? The ugly truth? Georgia could dump Larry if he needs her to be submissive just to feel like a man. But then again, has she seen the men out there? You're not that young anymore. So she can either be alone or let her husband be the boss. And hey, it's not just about managing Larry's ego, the husband of the anchor couple. It's about how Georgia, the wife, is losing because of it also. If Larry doesn't feel like a man, they don't do it, which means Georgia is frustrated and that's why she's a nagging bee. It's all there in the biological code of our species, okay? The only reason a woman is unhappy is that you're not man enough to put her in her place. Damn it, Georgia, let me be a man. Oh, Larry, it's all I ever wanted. And it's the ugly truth Abby needs to learn if she wants her perfect guy. You see, Abby is a cat person. Yes, Biz, Abby is single. The worst thing that can happen to a woman in the 2000s. Don't worry though, today it's different. Taylor Swift was born and fulfilled her purpose of making cat ladies cool. Well, maybe not cool, but you know, rich. And look, Abby does try to get out there and find her man. She even made a checklist to be efficient, but it only freaking backfires. You did a background check on me? Great. A controlling woman. Can you just relax? Ted Bundy got caught, okay? There aren't that many of them out there. Oh, my assistant did the background check. I don't have the time trying to prove I deserve a career. Because, you know, she has boobs, so she has to work the double just to prove she deserves an equal pay. And Abby isn't even above short guys, as long as the bone structure will transfer to them kids. And, you know, he read The Great Gatsby. That's who she wants. A man who knows his ABC. Problem is, the second the guy hears Abby talk, he already knows this is going to be a problem. Not only did she run a background check on him, she also suggested tap water because get this, bottled water is a scam? Okay, what's next? A woman who knows how to manage her money and invest? Yeah, I'll need a whiskey. David here already knows. Abby having her own money, his mojo will not take it. It's kind of crazy. She has it down to a T when it comes to men and their fragile egos. Building a career in a man's world is the first thing she had to learn. And whoop, here comes her regular Larry. Another day of threatening to quit if he has to keep working with his wife. Abby, I can take the criticism at home. Which guy knows you have to separate the whites from the colors? But to do it here at work where men are supposed to lead? A man can only take so much. Oh, don't worry, Abby knows Larry can take very little. He wasn't trained enough through generations the way women were. Larry, you have big balls. Not working with your wife is for pussies. You, my man, you are a warrior. Abby is a corporate woman, an award-winning TV producer at that. Safe to say, she knows a thing or two about managing people's emotions. Research shows people are more willing to forgive a fat guy. I mean, who can actually get the weather forecast right? That's why they always hire the half-naked hot bimbos to do it. Oh my God, being the weather girl is Abby's worst nightmare. Can you imagine being wrong 80% of the time and having to work out every day just to not be judged too harshly? That's why she hires a particular type of man for their weather forecast. I mean, if there's anyone more forgivable than a cute bimbo, it's a fat man. No one is going to hold a wrong forecast against a guy who clearly isn't scoring. She's fighting the good fight for the equality. If we exploit one, why can't we exploit the other? The problem is, the ratings are down. And unless Abby wants to get sacked, she needs to get on board with hiring some new talent. Ooh, I like a woman on top. Here's the fun part though. The only reason Mikey here even got a job at her network is that Abby called in the day before when she was a bit confused about the whole ugly truth. So you want to win a man over? You don't need 10 steps. You need one. It's called a BJ. So you're saying men are incapable of love? Yes, Tinkerbell, that's exactly what he's saying. And if you don't have a man who can prove it otherwise, well, it's because he does not exist. And if you don't have a boyfriend at all, face it, you're ugly. And yes, Mike is single too, but he's a man. A single man is a catch. A single woman? Yikes. Time to get a cat. That's the only pussy that will be taken care of. Men are incapable of change. We've been this way and will stay this way. What? See, Mike, that's why we're so confused. The fact that you're so confident in your beliefs and every other man praises you for it, it gives the impression that you be really smart and intelligent. But then you say, we're not able to change, which is the opposite of being intelligent. I mean, if we weren't able to evolve, we'd still be hunting mammoths. You apparently haven't evolved at all. Don't be tricking me like this now. Though I might be a little bit unfair to Mike. Okay, sure, this is his persona on TV. It's his gig, his job. But back at home, he lives next door to his sister, a single mom to a teenage boy. And Mike tries to be a father figure as much as he can. If the little man needs some advice on women, no problemo. Hot girls will want you more if you're mean to them. There is a problemo though. His nephew tried that on Shauna and well, she was not having it. Well, of course she wasn't. That rule only applies to the 25-year-olds who think they're hot and can get any man they want. You're mean to them, not to the 14-year-olds going through puberty. They have enough on their plate. Aww. The uncle-nephew relationship that will for sure be discussed in future therapy sessions, this little boy will have to have. Oh, and the sister? Enabler. She's bringing donuts to celebrate Mike's promotion. She might not agree with his ways, but, money is money. Also, according to Mike, she was ugly when she was 14. And if you're wondering, why the F do I care? I don't know. They just gave us this little segment of Mike interacting with his sister in an inappropriate ways, saying she was ugly as a kid and slapping her behind. Totally normal. Abby, though, isn't ready to give up her hope that good men exist. But when everything around her is screaming, "You are not good enough without a man," it gets tricky. First, she needs Mike to save her show's ratings or she gets hacked. And now she also needs him if she ever wants to be with the hot doctor. Yeah, she got a new neighbor who seems to check all of her boxes. And how did our girl meet this specimen of a checklist? The way every great love story starts. Her cat runs up a tree, she climbs after it, gets struck by the abs on the other side of the street, loses her balance, and whoopsie daisy, she's hanging upside down. And when yet another savior comes to her rescue, she accidentally pulls off his towel and ta-da! Here's my number in case your ankle gets worse. The universe has responded. La 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 la, I'm so happy. Happy. I dance around like a little girl even though I'm 30 because I like a boy. Now, Abby, faced with the whole "a man capable of true love doesn't exist," has to prove that calling the neighbor is that man. And he doesn't care if a woman calls first. Ooh, Abby, mistake numero uno. You can't go all psycho on a guy and just call him. Chill. You need to gently guide them into the new world of women making a move. It's a challenging process to readjust. Yeah, Friday won't work. What about Saturday? Yeah, listen. Mike can't believe this train wreck. Like this. I get it. You women evolved and made waves. But that was you, not us. Don't try to make us better just because you decided that for yourself. Jeez, can't you do anything on your own? He hangs up the call, and before Abby has a chance to stand her ground, Mike takes over. If she wants to work it out with this guy, she needs to listen to him and do exactly as he says. If it isn't too late, after your whole psycho-aggressive control freak phone call, Colin can probably smell the desperation on Abby. It's pathetic. Now she needs to wait for him to call back and then answer and say, "Hey, Doug." It will totally hook him. She has other men. Challenge accepted. Now, would it actually be good for Abby if calling blew her off? Would that be the real blessing? To rip the bandage off fast and not get involved with a guy who needs games to be interested? Nonsense! She must go through the suffering of investing time and losing herself until she realizes it's not working and finally lowers her standards. And voila, Mike will serve his men by putting a woman with standards in her place. To be fair though, he can only do that if Abby herself is convinced her standards are, a 10-item checklist a guy should tick off rather than whether they're actually compatible. But that's the reality for a lot of successful women. We spend all of our brain cells on the career thing, so we have none left for the dating part. That's why we need men to teach us. Abby is after a man and a man knows a man, right? Even if you hate it, you know I'm right. Well, Mike, my man, it's easy to feel like you're right when you're the one benefiting from it. While Abby here is getting challenged freaking left and right, she's about to lose her job unless she gets on board with the misogyny, which she already had to, lick the jello off her finger, which honestly makes her feel sick and dirty. She has nightmares of becoming the news weather bimbo, selling her body for the paycheck. Side note, Abby, my girl, shaming other professions, not the vibe. Then again, it's a movie all about putting women down by men and women. And also, the men she dates are assholes who she should stay away from. You could say the woman doesn't get a break or any wins, which makes it challenging to keep fighting the good fight. While Mike here is a freaking misogynist who gets promoted because, rage bait is a thing and men love hearing women being put down. Sure, doesn't make it right. But then again, when was the last time media profiting of of us was a good influence. Follow my lead and I'm gonna make this guy your biatch. Mike, Abby doesn't want a B, okay? And she knows Colin would never. He's a good, mature man capable of deep love. Mike doesn't know about deep love, but he does know about lust, seduction, and manipulation. Things you know nothing about. Yeah, you see how confusing it gets? Abby wants deep love and a relationship. And yet to get there, she needs to learn about manipulation, lust, and seduction. Is Mike actually helping Abby or setting her up? Nonsense. Mike only hates women who breathe. I mean, don't listen to him. If Mike gets Abby to date Colin, she'll finally get on board with his show and they'll make bank. If he doesn't, he'll quit and she will never see him again. It's a bet. Abby, my girl, how? He's the one saving you from losing your job in the first place. Remember? How do you agree to a double slam? If he screws it up with Colin, he also screws it up with your job. Splendid. Again, it's difficult to work with undeveloped species when you don't understand the low levels you need to sink to for it to make sense. And hey, I'm not saying that. Mike is. Men are incapable of growth, change, or progress. Which brings us to lesson number 1. This whole, criticizing men thing, you need to pack it up, put a little bow on it, and say your goodbyes. Sayonara standards. For men, self-improvement stops at toilet training. Aren't men lucky? They can stop improving themselves the second they learn how to aim. What a wonderful thing to be a man. Second lesson, laugh. Ha 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 ha. Men love that. If it's not funny, practice. You need to sell that shit, okay? Look, it's more efficient for you to learn how to fake it than for men to improve their jokes. Remember, not able to evolve. Also, when it comes to, the orgasm, learn to fake it. In the bedroom, there is no room for selfishness, okay? So if a man doesn't give you the pleasure, you pretend he did. It's for the greater good. Otherwise, he'll never want to sleep with you again. But do I even want to sleep with him if I don't get the pleasure? I don't know. Do you want to be a single cat lady? Third step, all this, covering your boobs, wearing loose things. Again, pack it in with a nice bow and say, sayonara comfort. You need to show what you got. Up to the neck. Everything above, unless it's long hair, should be nothing to show. All this brain thing, it's too much. Men are cavemen. They only understand hoo ha ha ha. And if you are doubting anything Mike says, I think the sales lady should give you enough of a hint about what's working. She be all over Mike. Ah, yes. A man who believes women's worth lies in their bodies is also woman's only reason to live. What would we do if movies wouldn't tell us why this guy is the shit, if not for the women who throw themselves at him for being a dick? That's how dum-dum we are. So you, Abby, need to become a dum-dum if you want the hot doctor. Oh yeah, even though he's an educated, successful man, he doesn't want a woman to be that. He needs a bimbo so he can really relax at home. Okay, but what if both partners are successful and share responsibilities and, they can relax that way? Nonsense. Men only do work that's appreciated by society. They need to make sure they have value amongst the people. And well, value is money. So me, a man, have it. You, a woman, help me have it. We can't evolve, so a little support is appreciated. Final rule, do not talk about your problems. Men do not care. And even the ones who do, they're just hoping it earns them the access to, the back door. Or, in the words of any psychiatric evaluation, Mike hates himself. Mikey, are you helping Abby to lose herself to get a guy? Because that's the only way you can feel good about your own inability to have a good relationship. Now. I mean, if even the feminist, the woman with standards, is willing to abandon herself for a guy, then Mike can get any woman he wants. Now again, why would a woman like Abby fall for these shenanigans? Well, she's desperate, okay? And she unfortunately believes her sense of value cannot be complete without a guy. Wanting a relationship is very different from needing one, okay? And one requires self-trust while the other one is gonna take it away. And so, with a little magic, a little guidance from a man, Abby looks like a woman ready for a date. Little black dress, hair and makeup done, and the right kind of confidence. What do you think? A perfect mixture of a saint and a sinner. That's how it be done, okay? Make a man feel like he scored someone smart while you're actually just, casually available, so he never has to do any thinking. My work here is complete. Now, Abby girl, if you ask me, I think you're capable of pulling off the date night look all by yourself. And honestly, a guy most definitely wouldn't be able to do it. Most of them can't even tell when a woman is wearing makeup. But oh well. I guess in this world, Mike doesn't just know men, he also knows Vogue. Oh my God. Is that why Mike hates himself and needs to be a real man? My man, are you afraid of showing your feminine side? Mike, sweetie, you can be a pageant coach if you want to. Heck, you can even be a pageant girl yourself. You see, this is why you should journal. You discover the real layers of yourself that would actually make you happy without the need to hate women. Knock, knock. It's calling. Showtime. Abyss, seeing Abby in her tight dress and a man hiding behind the couch, the doctor needs to make sure he secures the next date. And he's not above asking her to join him at a game through a closed door. Hey, there is another man making his move on this girl, so he needs to show who's the boss. I'll pick you up Saturday, okay? Abby couldn't be happier. She is jumping up and down yet again. And that's when you remember, Abby is just a silly little girl, happy to be asked out by a hot guy. The hard work, the knowledge, the business game it took to become an award-winning TV producer, that was just a glitch, okay? In reality, she a baby. And what do babies need? Guidance every step of the way. And Mike is there for his girl. How else could a grown woman have a normal conversation with a guy on a date if not for another man telling her what to say through an earpiece? And honestly, it makes sense, okay? I mean, she needs to be really dumb for this to work. And well, when you're smart and mature, it's hard to stoop to that level. So she needs Mike to help her. Don't worry, Abby, I know how to speak dumb. I'm a natural. When Colin asks if she likes baseball, Abby is told to do something non-committal. Yes, no, yes, no. When Colin makes a joke, Mike tells Abby to laugh. Ha ha ha! Dance, monkey, dance! The game date ends with Abby appearing to give, you know what, on the kiss cam when she is actually just wiping spilled juice. Oh no. Again, you need to be humiliated in the right kind of ways to deserve a man. If you have self-worth, confidence, and you don't doubt yourself all the time, how the F are we gonna work, me lady? My confidence relies on you feeling like shit. The doctor is impressed by Abby. She's not anything he's used to. He usually figures out women in 2 seconds. But when it comes to her, when it comes to Abby, I can't seem to figure you out. Oh, really, Mr. Doctor? You like that, huh? A girl who doesn't share anything, no problems, no needs, no standards. A perfect, quiet, mysterious girl. Well, duh, she's the easiest one to control. The doctor is an idiot. Even Mike can see it. I figured you out in 2. Oh, really, Mr. Mikey? Really, you'd like that, huh? Making her believe you know her, maybe even better than she knows herself, huh? Babe, I really don't want to have kids. Nonsense, woman. I know you want it. So shut your little lips and procreate. A few years later, I agreed to have kids because I know you wanted them. It was never for me. So, peace out. Now, what Mike didn't know is that his little game with Abby and the doctor would work a little too well. The plan was for the doctor to hurt her, so she'd lower her standards, and then he could have her. But Biz, now they're kissing? Damn it, he's just too good. Aha, he knows. If he makes her sleep with Colin will lose interest. Abby will get dumped, and then she'll be free and have just enough low self-esteem to pick me. The problem is, Abby, an adult, single woman in her 30s, isn't a casual person. In fact, she doesn't believe in treating herself unless a man does it, which she is in luck. Mike is all but ready to step up to the task of making a woman discover her own sensuality. Vibrating panties. Vibrating panties? Yes, woman, you have permission to explore your sensual self, as it is I, a man, who granted it to you. Thank you, my lord. Now, clumsy Abby ends up wearing the special panties to a corporate dinner with Colin joining. Yeah, with all the how to dumb myself down to make a man like me, she forgot about a very important board meeting, and now she be double booked with vibrating panties on. Naturally, Abby has her first big O while pitching to the executives. As I was saying, the new show, will be great. Great! You gotta appreciate the enthusiasm. Now, of course, Abby is not the only woman whose sensuality is, yet again being exploited or mocked for the sake of comedy. Mike here brought the Jello twins to entertain the executives. That's how business really gets done, okay? Oh, something tells me this dinner won't be boring, and no, I am not creepy at all. What? That's what women are for, to entertain men with their beans. Mike also appreciated the Abby show so much so that when he had a chance to stop it, he thought he'd be even more generous. I figured you should finish. Aw, thank you, Mike. If it weren't for you, Abby would die, never knowing she doesn't need a man for everything. Abby also doesn't know whether Colin likes her or not. It's so hard to figure out, man. Does he really like me? What more I can do so he would like me? But Abby has nothing to worry about because Mike, the guy who swears a man can't get past when it comes to Colin, he likes you. I can tell. Sure, Mike. Sure. Or you're making sure Abby gets hurt, so you're there to pick up the pieces. Moving your players, I see. Abby and Colin are dating, and everything is perfect. He's perfect. Sure, he drags her hiking and to the lake, not her fave, okay? She enjoy her assistant, can't stop jumping up and down every time. This man is a perfect man. It's time to take it to the next step. You still haven't done it? No, we haven't. We're saving it for Lake Tahoe this weekend. Tricky. Real tricky. He really might be getting her, huh? Well, Mike, you are in for a treat from the universe itself. Abby wasn't manifesting hard enough. She thought she already got the guy. So it's time to ruffle some feathers. Abby, you need to go with Mike this weekend. Great. Instead of exploring her sensuality with the doctor, she has to make sure she doesn't lose her job because Mike here is being poached by another network. He is called to go on a Craig Ferguson someone late night show, and the word is if he nails it, he's gonna get offered a job. But when the media spots the rage bait, best believe they will bank on it. So Mike, who's the girl? The one who hurt you? Mike chokes. He didn't expect that question or being called out like that. And sure, Georgia said the same thing the first time. It looks like you've been hurt by someone and now you're taking it out on all women. But she a woman. It's different when it comes from another man. There's a level of respect and intimidation no woman can achieve. Better a floozy than a doozy, I say. Ha ha ha. He managed to dodge the uncomfortable question. Now it's time to celebrate with his producer, Abby. But not before Abby makes sure her job isn't jeopardized because yet again, a guy gets praised for being a misogynist. Don't worry, I turned down the job. Abby can't believe it. He did? Did she have something to do with it? No, Mike did it for his nephew. The poor guy lives with a single mother. And well, I might not be the best father figure, but I'm the only one he's got. Phew, thank God. Like, how would his sister ever manage to raise a decent man if not for Mike's guidance? Abby is surprised. A father figure, huh? Maybe he's not such a bad guy after all. Now she wants to know, who is the girl? A girl or girls? Mike is not a loser. He's not basing all of his beliefs on one failed relationship. He had many. All of his relationships were bad. Oh, Mike, that's tough. And did you understand why? Oh, he understands, all right. Codependent girls, unfaithful girls, depressed girls, narcissistic girls, phony girls, girls who, it turned out, didn't actually like me. My man, Mike, it sounds like you have a problem with, accountability. Like, if everyone around you is a problem, you might be a problem too, don't you think? Abby feels a bit bad, especially about the girls who didn't actually like me part. I mean, she does base men's eligibility on a checklist. Oopsie. Wait, is that what she had to learn? That it's the women like her who make men like Mike suffer until they lose all hope that a good relationship even exists. You can't really believe that. To my core. Oh, hey, can we get some tap water? I prefer bottled water, you frugal creature. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Abby can't believe it. He ordered tap water? Oh my God, he is just like her. Is he actually the one? Sure, I want a relationship and he doesn't believe in, good ones, but also tap water. Bis, you can do better than that. Do you even know how hard it is to have something in common with a species that doesn't evolve? Mike, clueless to how perfect Abby just decided he is, despite hating himself and women, invites Abby to dance. And this, a dance they have. Some might say, Mike might say, this is a perfect example of a phony girl grinding on another man while she's actively dating someone else. But I guess this time it's romantic because obviously it's Mike. He's one of the leads. So this time it's good. Just hopefully it won't be used against her later on. The heat is heating up on the dance floor and Abby realizes it's time to scoot away before things get piping hot. The problem is they can't resist each other. So they start making out in the elevator. It's fine. He's the better man than Colin, so that means it's okay to cheat. They finally separate and well. Surprise! Colin is there. We couldn't go to Lake Tahoe, but we can do it here. Now, Abby is confused, okay? She just found out that Mike likes tap water. And now she doesn't even know if she even wants the successful, hot-looking doctor anymore. Now, she wants the misogynist. She can't believe how this happened. It's all such a blur. Oh, I know. It's called preying on your doubts to erase your self-worth until you're desperate for breadcrumbs. She needs to come clean to Colin. She hasn't been herself with him. She was faking it all. She's a controlling woman. She likes chilled champagne and she likes to book a room above the 7th floor. And she knows men hate that. She knows no one would love a woman who knows what she wants and goes for it. No, Abby, Mike told you that. And that's why she faked being an easy, dumb woman with long hair. She takes off her hair extensions. This is the real me. Abby breaks up with Colin and finally accepts that she let an idiot convince her to be someone else just to get a guy. The problem is, she fell in love with that idiot. I mean, how could she not when he's kind to his nephew and likes freaking tap water? Those are already more than just being a successful man. Wanting more would be pushing it, okay? There's only so much a woman can ask for before we get into the entitled Waters. Now, instead of Mike and Abby uniting in their toxic love for one another, they're actually kind of pissed at each other. Oh yeah, after the kissing thing, when they separated, Mike actually went back for Abby because he wanted to confess his love. But then he saw Colin was there. Then he became mad. He walked away. Abby went after him, but then she felt rejected because Mike didn't just fight for her. And now they are enemies, which resulted in Mike quitting and going to a local competitor because there's nothing like sticking it to her by jeopardizing her livelihood, okay? And then Abby had to step in as the host of The Ugly Truth when the guy who was supposed to replace Mike goes all like, if she says no, it doesn't mean no. Oh, yeah. The only way they could make Mike look like the good guy while he's, spreading misogynistic views was to replace him with the guy who condones grapes. I mean, the bar was low. They really had to sit and think about what would be lower. But guess what? Abby, now in front of the camera, now she has some ugly truth to say about men. Men are weak. You see, when men have the chance to make a grand gesture and go after a girlie, they quack, 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 chicken out. That was not a chicken. Men are not strong. Men are not brave. Men are afraid. So let me get this straight, Abby, my girl. I get it. You've been brainwashed this whole movie. But what do you mean Mike should go after you when you were actively dating someone else? We need to reevaluate, okay? You should recognize that Mike doesn't believe in good relationships and is, actively sabotaging yours with the doctor, or at least preventing you from, realizing faster that Colin isn't the one. You should not want Mike to make a move on you. Now, Mike sees this shenanigans on TV and Mike is not going to let a little woman call him out like that. He happens to be at the same location, a hot air balloon festival, something, very crucial for every news station. And whoop, now he is on air together with Abby. Don't get fooled by women. They don't want you. They want a checklist. Mike, I understand that judging only by a checklist isn't the optimal way to a good relationship, but it's also not Abby's fault or any other woman's fault if you're not able to self-improve and become a better man, the kind who'd actually have a good relationship. I rejected you because I'm not willing to compete with a walking checklist. Not willing, not able. I mean, by your own logic, you and the doctor are both successful. You have a segment on a TV. So what's this checklist you can't compete with, huh? He likes romantic dinners. He reads, the balloon goes up and, they get stuck up in the air. Unaware there's a camera filming them, even though it's right there in their faces. So tell me, was the Kex with Colin good? I broke up with Colin, asshole. Mike is shooked. You broke up with him? You actually did the right thing and ended it with the guy you technically cheated on? Impossible. It's like you're a creature I've never come across in this sea of vile women. Well, tough titty. You lost your chance, you scared little man. Yes, it is scary, especially when I'm in love with a psycho like you. What did he say? That you're a psycho. No, the other one. It's scary. V, you know which one. No, I don't. You love me? Yes, I love you. And you're so neurotic you didn't even hear it the first time I said it. Wait, what did he say? That you're neurotic. Oh, Mike. But wait, you know that there's no rom-com without a woman having her bestest Kex of her life with her savior. You're a god, Mike. Oh, no, sorry. There's one more thing this time. Wait, are you faking it? You'll never know. Ah, yes. Abby's final act is deciding she'll never let Mike know if he's actually pleasing her. Remember, no criticizing, it would only get worse. And there you have it. This is how a misogynist and a feminist fell in love. He needs to lower her standards and make her believe he's the only one who'll ever love her crazy self. And she needs to show she can be a dum-dum and praise him where it matters. under the sheets. What? If one doesn't evolve, naturally the other one has to take steps back if they actually want to be together. It's science.